Hello everyone. I just jumped on to, I'm looking at this video. Hopefully it's not as cloudy as it appears to me, but I just jumped on to let you know a couple of things about the course. You have a busy couple of weeks coming up, so I wanted to point out a few things. Starting with weeks 4 and 5 that we are finished up with or finishing up with, um, there's a couple of things I wanted to make sure that I mention. So, as you know, it's been difficult. There's been weird stuff going on ever since last year, and this year, I know that I've been without water. Water just came on 2 days ago. No, yesterday, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, um, scraping snow off the apartment steps to get water to flush toilets is not usually something that we have to think about doing here. So, of course, everything is a little different. Um, keep looking at your schedule all the time. Just keep looking at it, keep reading it. It is laid out so specifically that if you keep looking at it, you should not ever be lost as to where we are. However, if you're not looking at it, it's easy to get lost as to where we are, because I've even gotten lost and said, where are we? What are we supposed to be doing? Um, so with weeks 4 and 5 that we're finishing up on, the first thing that I wanted to mention to you is you cannot bypass the knowledge, the lecture content, whatever form the lecture's in. The lecture may be I don't know, there may even be a handout with notes. That's all it is that week. But usually it's a voiceover PowerPoint, or it's a Zoom recording or something like that. And so what the reason that I bring that up is because, let's see, let me find the right place to be here. This was the PowerPoint. Actually, I left it in the folder, but it was the handout. And then please click here for your chapter 2 lecture. In that lecture, I asked for something, and some of you did not do it. And that suggests to me that some of you are not viewing the lecture. That makes me think that you're just trying to like glance over what's on the Moodle page and do the best you can to do these discussion forums, and that is not going to work. So you must be looking at your lectures. This one was like an hour long, which is totally acceptable for this this class. I may sometimes do it shorter, like 30 minutes. The one for next week is not mine. It's a voiceover PowerPoint, so I'm not sure exactly how long it is, and I'll talk to you about that in a second. But those of you who did respond to me in the way that I asked you to in the lecture, I really appreciate it. I've looked at all of those. I haven't gotten back with you because there's just been so much going on. I still would like to go back and answer you individually, and I appreciate your responses. The next week coming up, and by the way, before I say that, I am still working on grading, so just be patient with that. But the next week coming up are going to be pretty busy. So you have a couple of things going on besides just your usual lecture and discussion forums. So the first thing that you have, or I'll say the first thing, I mean, it's really kind of the first thing, because it's opening up tomorrow at 6 a.m. is your abbreviations exam. So we talked about the abbreviations exam, that you got a handout to study, and the exam is going to be found right here. I'm in student view, at least I think I am. Let's see. Well, I won't do that. And so all of this should be pretty much the same as what you're seeing on your screen on the Moodle course page. So exam 1. And right now, if I click on it, it's not going to let me do it because it's restricted until tomorrow at 6. It will be due by Friday, February 26th at noon. And let me just say that that has been plastered everywhere. It's all over your schedule. It's here. So if you're contacting me Friday at 2 p.m. and say, "Oh, I forgot to do it," that's not acceptable, and it will be a 0. Because you had plenty of time and you had plenty of notice. we're not trying to be ugly and mean. It's just that there's got to be some accountability. As nurses, we have to take accountability for our actions. Now, if something is happening that's really causing you not to be able to do it, and you let us know ahead of time, sometimes we can work with that. This one, though, of course, is open from Monday to Friday. So somewhere in there, I can't see where you wouldn't have time to dedicate the hour that it takes to do this exam. Chapter 4 objectives here. You have a note-taking tool, and in this week it's a voiceover PowerPoint by Dr. Shamblin. Now if you click on this, in fact I'll just go ahead and do it. I've got it where it's going to open in a new window so that you still have your course available here. And by the way, I haven't even looked to see what all I have open here. I have all kinds of stuff. The Archon store, that's because of my nephew. He's big into gaming. He had me looking up something. I've got, you know, DSM-5 suicidal behavior, but for nursing 318. So you can see that my tabs are just kind of all over the place. I've got so much different stuff going on. This is going to say that the file is too large to preview. That's okay. You're going to click download, and it's also going to tell you it's too large to, like if you have a little web-based, browser-based virus scanner or something, it's going to tell you it's too large to do that. You can go ahead and download it. I didn't take very long to download, and then you can play the PowerPoint slideshow. So that's the voiceover. That's for these next 2 weeks. And if I look over at my schedule here, I'm seeing that I'll pull it on over here. I think you can see that. I'm not sure if if the schedule's not showing right now. That's okay. I think it's in the window that you should be able to see it, but if not, that's okay. So anyway, I've got week 6 starting at 222. And then so we're in chapter 4, and then the next week we're also in chapter 4. But there's several things going on these 2 weeks: the exam, your PowerPoint lecture, your discussion forums, and then you also have an online quiz. So make sure that you're balancing your time between classes, and that you're mapping out your time in these 2 weeks to get everything done. It's an online quiz for chapters 1, 2, and 4. If you've not been keeping up with the book, if you've not been doing watching your lectures, you might have more difficulty. You will have more difficulty. This is going to be available from Monday, March 8th at 6 till Friday, March 12th at noon, when it's due, before noon. So online quiz, let's see what else, and that's it. So I just wanted to make sure that you are up to date with where we are. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if I say from the week prior, these 2 weeks that we're just coming out of, if I said that I asked you for something in your lecture and I've gotten a response from some of you and some of you not, if that is unfamiliar to you, then you've obviously not watched the lecture. So you need to go back and do that. So make sure that you're communicating with me. I know that some of you have had difficulty in electricity and water and everything. If you need longer to do your discussion forums for this section, then that's no problem at all. Just let me know. I need to hear from you. I need communication from you. But I want to caution you just not to get behind, because these next 2 weeks will be really busy. So let me know if you have any questions.